Alright, after many hours I've come up with something different on these nacelles. So I cut out all the plastic kit details for that section I mentioned before. I got some thin strips of plastic card and glued them on the inside so it created a lip, and then I used this mesh I bought. So it's this particular one is just it's a Voyager model. It's square mesh and it's 0.35 millimeter. So the actual mesh is that small. And then I cut it to shape, sat it on that lip I created, and then I come over the top again with plastic card. I used 0.15, I think it was. So this stuff, yeah, 0.15 by 1.25. Anyway, I cut it to how I want the sizes I wanted. Covered the edge of the mesh and cut some really thin strips across to suggest the framework. Now this is not how it was. The original kit one had more going on, but this is what I've modified it to for myself. That's not perfect. It's not what the shape of the kit one, but it's it'll do me, because the kit one was just too, I don't know if the molds were old or it wasn't made correctly, but the detail was soft and missing in areas, and it was too much to try and sit there and drill out. Those holes are just microscopic, so I've come up with something else. At the end of the day, it's good enough for me. I got some so they're like little hexagonal heads, so it's one of those RP Tools punch sets, just to add a little something extra to it. Again, the original one didn't have that, but I just thought it might liven it up a bit. And as mentioned, there is no engines in the kit, so when I cut out the detail, you can see inside the hollow. So I cut a piece of this off, so it's just as your sponge you get in your Quick Boost or Aries resin sets you get to protect the resin. Just cut that off, and I've pushed it inside so that it's dark in there. Otherwise you might be able to see into the nothingness, whereas if it's a bit darker, it might suggest insulation on the engine or something like that. Again, this is not ideal. I would have preferred that the kit details were up to scratch, but no, we're not, so I've just done the best I could. So I've added these doors, which were the clear parts. As mentioned, I sprayed on the inside of those, the windows area. I mixed a bit of smoke with black and misted it inside, just to darken them up a bit, so that when you look in, you're not going to see again that there's no detail inside. This kit, I think, would be, I don't know about in this scale, but if someone did it in 1/48 and added all these details, engines and the interior, it'd be a fantastic kit. But that's not what this one is. So I'm starting to finally feel like I'm making headway. So I'm going to finish off what I can with this fuselage before I glue the windscreen canopy section on, so to avoid trying to get dust in there. So pretty much steps I need to do here are those tiny photo etch handles, grabber handles. They're not going on yet, because guaranteed I'll bump them off. Landing gear go in later. So I need to add that for the interior of the cockpit as well. Again, that's a lot of grab handles. There's a couple of resin bits I think I need to put under here, but it's extremely vague, so there'll be a bit of guesswork there by the looks of it. And I need to do this resin slides for the door, which are extremely, this is going to be real delicate work, and I've been putting this off because it just worries me I'm going to break it, but I have to do it because I've cut that door out. And what else we got? So that's photo etch, resin, goes on tail, so, and then the drop tanks, which I've glued, but I'll do the other parts to it. So it's sort of, and the stabilizers. So interestingly, this version of the helicopter has the stabilizers on the side here, whereas some of the other versions has the counter weight to the rotor, tail rotor up top. So yeah, this version has the ones on the side. Again, with them I might prepare them, clean them up and that, drill the holes, but I might put them on after I've painted. I want to try and keep it that I'm not bumping things off. But oh, I put the photo etch on the front there. That's, yeah, I'm happy I'm finished them now. I've re-scribed them because it was just a lot of work. It doesn't look it, but yeah, it took me, I don't know, a few hours. I've got these door slides on, really delicate. Bit of a bump and they're going to come off. All those pegs that hold them, the posts will break quite easy, so it may come to a point where if I break them, I need to replace it with a bit of plastic rod. So I'll see how I go. It's a bit delicate for sure. That door is, I can peel that tape off. I'll lift that door out to paint it up and put it in at the end. This area of the door on the inner side of it, I sand it down too thick, and it kept wanting to pull around that it wasn't square. So when I thinned it out, I was able to get it on the square how it should sit. I put these on, no idea what they are. Maybe they're some sort of wheel or something for the door to sit on when they open, no idea. Put this piece on that needs photo etch yet, but I'll hold off on the photo etch part of it. So that's done for now. I'll see how I go when I start priming and how that door slide works. Yeah, so getting there.